I've got questions for a lot of the um, manosphere, patriarchy. Um, I'm doing research, right? Because something clicked in my head and I just started doing the research. And they're saying that they have the oldest human related DNA that they've found is around 400,000 years old. It's the mitochondrial DNA. And the mitochondrial DNA is described as the first Eve, right? So let's look at this. 400,000 years old. That's the oldest DNA traced back to one of the first mothers. And then the mitochondrial DNA, it's not that there weren't other women at that time, but that DNA lives on in all the humans that are here today. That particular DNA strand or that DNA. Mitochondrial DNA from Eve from Africa, right? So they can trace it back 400,000 years. Let's look at something. The oldest patrilineal or patrial lineage that they have been able to track back is 300,000 years. And that's sketchy. It's the I can't see it, lineage. And it's the Y chromosome, right? Now, they're not saying for sure that that can be tracked back. So I'm going through all these different time periods, right? Neolithic, 3700 BC. Some of them are only saying up to that they're finding the patrilineal DNA going back maybe 45,000 or 45,000 years, not into the 300, not into the 400s. Paleolithic era, 45,000. Siberia, let's keep going. Um, 45,000. If you can see this. Neolithic tomb, 5,700 years ago. Right? So I think that religion has been bullshitting people because if the DNA can track back your mother and your mother's mother and your mother's mothers and your mother's mother all the way back to Africa 400,000 years ago, it can be traced back, right? And that all humans, no matter if they have any other DNA, tied into that mitochondrial DNA from Africa, that mitochondrial DNA was a woman, what they call the mitochondrial Eve. Why doesn't the patrilineal atom happen to be that far back? Why are they saying that the patrilineal DNA that they really can trace is like 15,000 years ago? And they're summarizing that even the 300,000 year patrilineal DNA has discrepancies in it. Let that sink in. If they're telling you that in the Bible, Adam came first and from his so called rib came Eve, right? Why is Eve's DNA, this mitochondrial DNA from Eve or this Eve of 400,000 years ago, the only DNA that can be traced back through all living human beings on this earth. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. There is no patrilineal DNA 400,000 years old that can trace back to the so-called Adam and Eve story, and all they can find is the mitochondrial Eve. Let that sink in. Think on that for a minute.